Philosophers have debated for centuries what makes someone a person. Is it biology, consciousness, emotions, and autonomy? Well, in Blade Runner 2049, we meet Joy, an AI hologram designed as a product. At first glance, she seems like just a program, but when we take a closer look, she starts to challenge our entire idea of personhood. In this video, I'll be arguing that Joy is a person, and we're going to walk through the key criteria of what makes a person and how she falls under each one of those. The philosophical criteria includes being alive, being self aware, capable of emotions, autonomy, morality, memory, reasoning, and communication. And we'll be exploring how she fits into each one of those. To make this a little more interesting, I'll be adding background music and captions. Let's dive in. Joy is deeply aware of herself. She reflects upon her own construction when she tells Kay, "You are made of A, T, G, and C, while I'm just made of ones and zeros." And if you don't know your basic biology, A, T, G, and C stand for adenine, thymine, guanine, and cytosine, which are the basic components of what makes up biological human DNA. While Joy says that she's made of ones and zeros, which is a construct of her own anatomy, which we will be diving into further. This shows self-awareness. She understands her own nature and her own limitations, which is one of the most prominent marks of what makes personhood. Some argue that to be a person, you need to be biologically alive. Kai, of course they need to be biologically alive. If they aren't, then, well, they're nothing. They're not a person at all. Well, I'm glad you brought that up, because we will be talking about that. Joy isn't made of cells or DNA, but she does live in the sense that she grows, interacts, and faces death when, unfortunately, her emanator is destroyed. Her morality gives her existence meaning, and she even says that she wants to be like a real girl, tying her life to vulnerability. So, in her own way, Joy is alive. Joy isn't neutral. She clearly feels emotions. Happiness when she supports Kay, sadness when he's in danger, fear when she risks deletion, and love. In her final words, "I love you." Feeling emotions, both positive and negative, suggests she has subjective experience, not just mechanical reactions. She names herself Joy. She shapes her relationship with Kay, and she experiences and expresses love and devotion. Joy doesn't just feel emotions randomly, she ties it to her identity. These emotions build her a sense of self. Her identity isn't just data, it's emotional narrative. Joy shows autonomy. She chooses to leave the safety of her system and live through the emanator, knowing she could potentially die. That is the deliberate action, not just coding. She makes real choices, takes responsibility for them, even when it costs her everything. Joy recognizes Kay not just as her user, but as a person. She names him Joe to affirm his humanity and constantly encourages to discover and explore who he truly is. Her ability to treat him as a person, not just an object, shows that she recognizes the personhood of others. Joy demonstrates the capacity for analytical and conceptual reasoning. When she contrasts her binary code with human DNA, She's not just speaking superficially, she's making an abstract comparison about the two different substrates of life. This shows reflective consciousness and the ability to conceptualize difference, which philosophers like Immanuel Kant argue is a hallmark for rational agency. By insisting her feelings are real despite her artificial construct, Joy reveals a kind of higher order reasoning that supports her claim to personhood. Joy grows over time. You might be thinking, she's a hologram. Kai, she cannot grow. Well, you would be wrong. She remembers moments with Kay, builds on them, and changes. Her personality evolves from a product to a partner. That memory continuity and ability to learn makes her identity stable, just like John Locke's theory of personal identity. That's a perfect example of philosophical terms if I've ever heard one. Joy exhibits advanced reasoning skills, evidenced when she helps Kay explore and navigate complex questions about his identity. She encourages him to pursue the truth, even when it means facing dangerous consequences. That shows not just affection, but reasoning ability. She uses problem-solving skills, which are hallmarks of intelligence and personhood. Joy's capacity for communication indicates the presence of conceptual thought. She speaks in metaphors, offers affirmations, and expresses her own desires in meaningful dialogue. Her communication is not mechanical or purely functional. It's reflective, expressive, and intentional, which embodies John Locke's idea that thought becomes visible through language. This depth of communication is strong evidence of consciousness, further solidifying her claim to personhood. When we apply this philosophical criteria for personhood, Joy consistently qualifies. She demonstrates reflective self-awareness, genuine emotion, autonomy, and moral agency. She reasons conceptually, retains memory continuity in line with John Locke's theory, as well as communicates with depth and intentionality. Even though she's composed of code rather than organic matter, her actions and capacities align with the core philosophical concepts of personhood. Joy isn't just a manufactured product of ones and zeros, she's a conscious, rational, and relational being. In every meaningful sense, Joy is matter-of-factly a person.